Hey everyone, I'm Mark.
Hey, I'm Emma.
I'm Shim, we're Sick Puppies, and this is rockforevermagazine.com.
Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever Magazine, and I am here right now with Sick Puppies. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing good.
Very
It's a beautiful
good.
day here in Orlando.
Yes, it's not raining, which is kind of miraculous, so you guys are here on a good day.
Is it normally raining?
Oh, yes, the Sunshine State is raining all the time.
Really?
So we're going to start with some finish a sentence for you guys. So the highlight of your career so far was when?
The Big Day Out Festival in Australia, which actually happened early in our career when the Free Hugs video blew up years ago now. And we went and we did it's an Australian festival that we grew up watching. And we always watch the stage and go, one day we're going to be there, and then we were there that day. That was the big
it
one.
as amazing as you always dreamed it would be?
It was nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking?
It was nerve-wracking, yeah.
So what did you guys do before the show? Were you just panicking, or like what was it like for you guys?
Well, we were green. You know.
Inside. On the outside, we were calm.
Calm
Yeah.
exterior, but
There you go. And now your pre-show rituals are, what do you guys do before the show?
I like to, I don't know. I don't
So what are you going to do tonight before the show? Do you have any plans for
well, we
before
have
the show?
like, we don't really have rituals. We just have like warm-ups and stuff we
Okay.
do. And then I have like a thing with shirts, so I wear the same shirt every night.
Is it like a lucky shirt? Is that it? Or
I
say that, yeah.
It's good to say that. I change it from tour to tour, but
okay.
Um,
So is this the one? Is this the
no,
lucky? Oh
You'd
man,
know-
I don't even get to
you'd
see
know
it.
if he was wearing the one.
you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Oh, I can't like be that close to the shirt.
No,
Is it?
smells really bad.
Oh,
you
never
wouldn't want
mind.
to be that close
Okay,
to
so I'd run away from it.
I've been watching it more on this tour though,
Oh,
because
that's-
people make me. But
Good to hear. And now if you could take over anybody's Twitter account for a day, it would be. I don't know if you guys have.
Biebs.
Oh, the bees.
He has the most Twitter followers. Why not?
So what are you gonna post? You have all that power, all those Twitter followers. What kind of stuff do you post on Bieber's Twitter?
Make political statements that he has to take responsibility for the next
Ooh.
day.
That is harsh. And all the little
No,
girls
like
are
valid
just gonna
political
freak out.
statements, like valid, like educated political ideas that then he has to go, well, what's that mean?
Nobody's gonna expect that from him, I don't
exactly.
think.
And then the next day he's got to like follow it up. That
There
would
you
be
go.
fun to watch.
There you go. And now the most memorable fan experience was when? You guys, are you doing meet and greets on this tour? You've been meeting
Yeah,
fans?
Usually
So-
it's after the show in a dark alley or something, though. It's
Sounds a little
usually,
sketchy.
Well, I'm just trying to think of like, I don't know. What I mean, I don't know. There's
We have great fan experiences every day.
Is there like a particular fan gift you've received that was really cool, or anything that stands out, or just every night's awesome? I mean, I'm sure every night is.
Yeah,
but
like our fans are pretty awesome. They give us like, on our birthdays and stuff, they shower us with gifts, and it's very nice of them. So we really
It's
appreciate
really
that kind
cool.
of stuff. Yeah.
And so your album Connect is out now. Lots of excitement about that. What inspired the album artwork for that one?
the video clip. When we were coming up with the idea for the video clip, we wanted to have this idea of like another version of yourself, like a memory of yourself, like when you were thinking about when you went to prom, or when you won the big game, or whatever a great memory was, or a bad memory, and the romanticism that you have towards it. And so these white clones dressed in white and sort of transparent, they represent that. They're an altered version of yourself. And trying to let go and release that is symbolized when they're taken off to the sky with the umbrellas. And once we had these great images, we'd sort of conceptualize it with the director, P.R. Brown, and we were like, well, these are great images, and we were able to take the snapshots from the video. We just sort of put all the album work together off that, because it seemed like the most thematic thing that we had in correlation with the record. We didn't make a themed record, we just made the best songs we could, and the more common thread was like trying to let go, trying to move on type of stuff, and so it just seemed to work. It all seemed to sort of come together.
See, so now you're moving ahead, because I had a question about the music video for the song you just released.
Yeah.
And so now that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So it doesn't make sense usually.
No. Now it just makes even more sense,
there you
because
go.
now I have some background to
Can I
it.
ask you what you thought it was about before I did that little
I
spiel?
thought it was like ghosts or something, that they were your ghosts, which I guess is sort of along the
yeah.
lines, sort
Yeah.
of there, right? I just thought it was really cool to watch it, because it was so visual. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It
that's what
wasn't
we
just
wanted.
you guys were just performing. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, we really wanted to do something more than just the band playing in a a scenario and then like a different set of people doing like a dramatic piece, like a narrative. We wanted to sort of just elevate it and make it, and the special effects, the first time we've used that, it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. And how do you think this album compares to your previous releases?
It's different. It's probably, I think the best way to put it is it's a mixture of the last two albums, Dress Up as Life and Tripolar, and we've just sort of like, we've gone out on a limb a little bit more than we did on the last two, and we just took it that direction a little more, but the same elements are there, and it's one of our favorites.
There you go. I mean, you guys definitely stayed true to yourselves while also giving us a new album. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same thing again, which was awesome. And you worked with the production team, Rock Mafia, which was very cool. How was it working with them, and what exactly did they contribute to the album?
It was pretty much the same way of working. We worked with them on the last two records, and then a lot of this record. This was the first time that we had a few songs that were produced by other people that we co-wrote with. So they didn't produce the whole record, but they definitely brought. We co-wrote a lot of the songs with them, and they bring a very experienced. They've been doing it for 20 years or something, and we've been working with them for about the last 8. So they've probably been doing it even longer than 20 years, but they bring just an experience and an overview, and they help us really craft it into something more than just, a riff and a beat and a da-da-da-da, and they really say, they bring a classic songwriting thing to it, so we can say, we're the rock band, and we're a 3-piece, and this is how we do it, so now can you sort of, push us a little further, and they bring a lot of the experience to it, which sort of helps us, because the reason that the record, like you said, it sounds true to the band is because it always has the three of us playing our parts the way we play them and write them, and so it sounds like us, but then the songs are elevated, and so the songwriting and that the actual message and the blueprint of it changes, but the way that it kind of comes across and the sonics and the sound is always going to be us.
That's amazing, because I feel like a lot of the times in the music industry, people are trying to manipulate an artist into doing what they think is right. So it was kind of, you were doing your own thing still. Yeah,
well, that's the best thing about working with Rock Mafia is that we've done 2 records before. The first record, Dressed Up as Life, was a lot of growing pains, because they didn't try to do that so much, but they definitely were forceful in a lot of areas, and we had to say, no, we don't do that, we do this, we don't do that, we do this. And so the first record was very painstaking in that way, but at the same time we never got up and walked out of the room, because we knew that we were doing it for we were getting better as a result of it.
There you go.
And then so Tripolar and Connect were sort of a good byproduct of that. We had a chemistry and a shorthand.
There you go. And for anybody who does not know the band yet, if they had to listen to only one song off of Connect to get an idea of what the band is all about, which song would it be and why? I don't know if you guys are going to have the same answer for this, so if each of you want to answer
Connect.
separately.
I had to pick one.
Connect, we're an acoustic rock band.
We're a bluegrass band.
Just kidding.
Under a Black Sky. Probably the single. That's why we released it as the first single. It's got the lyrics of the message that we usually, gravitate towards, the type of message anyway, the sort of organicness, and then just the way the drums work and the way the drums work with the guitars and the melodies and everything. That's probably the closest thing, and it just seems like that's why we wanted to release it as the first single, because it seemed like we were going to give our fans, there's a lot of songs that are much more experimental, and if you release that first, they might get a little freaked out, and
Right.
and people might think you've changed, whereas we wanted to say, no, this is us doing what we do, and then you can sort of ease people into it.
I gotcha.
And that was exactly why we chose that song.
Yeah, I definitely love that song, but do you guys have any other answers, or would you all agree on that?
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
And I heard you joke about Under a Very Black Sky, but that was actually my next question. What's the
See, we gotta
inspiration
think
behind
again.
that?
It's good.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it. He's psychic. But what's the story behind Under a Very Black Sky? Because that is quite a unique song from the rest of the album.
When we were writing the record, we were going on to sickpuppiesworldcrew.com, which is a dedicated fan site where people run competitions, and there's all the photos, and there's all the tattoo contests and stuff where people are,
Wow.
sending in their tattoos, the lyrics.
So
we went, yeah, it's really, if you want to find out any of the, nitty gritty, and you want to get free tickets and stuff like that, and there's exclusive video content, you can just go there and sign up. And we go on there every week and say, well, what do you guys like? What do you want to hear? What's going on with you? And we would sort of bounce the ideas off them, because when you're making a record for nearly a year, you can get kind of insulated. And the one thing they wanted more of overall was Emma singing. So we would sort of experiment as we were writing these songs And we'd write a song and we finish it, okay, that's the song. And then Emma would sing on, just try things. And when it sounded good, we go, okay, we'll, and so there's a lot more of Emma's voice put on the record. And when we did Under a Black Sky, it immediately had that melodic sense to it that we knew it was going to sound good if Emma sang it. But then we were like, well, what's the most and it was very musical. It's kind of Beatlesy and it was a bit of a stretch. And we thought, well, how far can we take it? And it became this kind of a like artistic heaven and hell kind of like ride where the verse is really pretty, angelic, and then when it drops into the chorus, it just drops you straight to hell, and it's really heavy and dark, and the vocals are really eerie and weird, and I'm singing the chorus and she's singing the verse, and we just wanted to see how far we could take it and make it really artistic and full on and really over the top, and so that's why it's sort of capped off the record. We always put like the weirdest song at the end of our records on every record we've done so far.
It was weird, but it was great. I love that song for sure.
Thank you.
And so what are your plans for right after this tour? What can fans expect? What can we look forward to right after this?
More touring, I think. We're going to be making a video clip for our next single, which at the moment looks like it's going to be a song called Gunfight.
Okay.
And so we're going to...
rock fans will be stoked on.
Woo!
So everyone... that's the same way that on the last record we chose our second single based off what the crowds were responding to the most. And we chose Odd One because the label was like, we're not sure, and we brought them to the shows and said, this is why you got to release it.
Right.
And now Gunfight, everyone at radio and people requesting, they want that song, so that's why we're putting that out.
Giving the fans what they want.
Yeah. And so that's what we will be doing next. Should be out like November, December, and then we'll just be touring.
All right, sounds good. And anybody wants to follow you guys on Twitter and Facebook and find your music online, where can they go?
At Sick Puppies and just Facebook and Instagram.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It was great talking to you all. And everybody watching, make sure you check out Sick Puppies, their album Connect. You could get that on iTunes. And while you're at it, subscribe to our channel for more interviews, and I'll see you next time. Bye.